Hey guys, welcome back to another video on FluentFPV, and today I'm going to show you how to charge Lipo batteries. So the first thing you want to do is to go on your charger. So every charger is going to be different, of course, but the settings and the things you have to do are roughly the same for each charger. So as long as you know how to navigate through your charger, you should be fine on following this tutorial. Here's a home screen of my charger. So what you want to do is you want to select Lipo battery, because that's what we're going to be charging. And then right here is the first mistake many people make, and that is, see how it says Lipo charge? Believe it or not, you actually don't want to do a charge. You want to do something called balance. And balance essentially charges it, but then it also balances each cell on the battery. So you can see this is a 4-cell battery. So especially for drone batteries, because they draw a lot of power, you want each cell to be all the same voltage, or else it can get damaged really easily if you don't balance it. So always balance charge your batteries no matter what. So I'm going to select balance charge, and then what you want to do is you want to enter in, see how it says 1.5A? You want to enter that in for your battery. So each battery is going to have a little reading right here. See how this one says 1500, this one says 1300. So what you want to do is you want to take that number, and we want to charge it as something called a 1C charge rate. So what you want to do to convert that to what you want to enter into the charger, so you take 1500 right here, and you convert that by dividing it by 1000. So 1500 divided by 1000 is 1.5. And that's what you're gonna enter into the charger. So you see on the charger, now it's already entered in 1.5. So for example, if I were to do this battery, which is a 1300, I'll just go on the charger and I would change that to 1.3. Now you can double that, which would be charging your battery at a 2C rate, and that would charge it a lot faster. But that could be dangerous, and not all batteries can handle that, and I really wouldn't do that, especially if you're a beginner. So I wouldn't really mess with that. I would always do a 1C charge rate. So the next thing you need to select on your charger is this right here, which is the voltage. So this is a 4-cell battery, and 4 cells equals 14.8 volts, and you can even see that on the battery. So if it says 4 cells, then you would enter in 4S into the battery, and you can see, or onto the charger, and you can see on the charger how it says 14.8 volts, or that's the same as 4S. So you would enter in whatever your battery says. So in this case, see how it says 14.8 volts. We want that to match what's on the charger. See, I can change it right here. So for example, if you're running a 5S or a 6S, 6S would be 22.2. So you want to change that to whatever your battery is. So I'm doing 4S. So I'm going to click enter. And then the next thing we need to do is plug in the battery. So I got the main discharge lead right here. So I'm just going to plug that in. And then we're also going to plug in the balance connector. This is really important. You want to make sure this is connected. So there's this little port on the charger. Just plug that in. And you see how it says 2S, 3S, 4S, 5S, 6S. Depending on how much cells your battery is, it's going to have a different connector here. It just gets bigger the more cells there are on a battery. So you're just going to plug it in. And then now we can go back to the charger and make sure, always double check that your settings are correct. And then we're going to hold down enter. Of course, this depends on your charger, the way you use it, but in my case, I hold down enter. And then also on my charger, I need confirm. So I push enter again. And now we're charging. So you can see that should go to 1.5, or actually, I forgot, because I used 1.3 as an example, but always make sure that's correct. Luckily, I did it under, which would just make it charge slower, but if I did it above, then that wouldn't really be that good for the battery, and that could be dangerous. So now we're charging at 1.5, 15.45 volts is how much volts the battery is right now. And you can see each cell voltage here. And when each cell is done, it should be around 4.2 volts fully charged. So we're all good, and that's basically it for charging batteries.